And welcome back to Waffle Board Breaks. How's everybody doing tonight? Tuesday night, our first Facebook claim box since the reload. Just a mini reload, 10 boxes in. One got hit on Sunday. Thank you, everybody, for grabbing the spots on eBay Sunday. It was fun. Got up to 33 boxes, and one of the new boxes was hit already. So just like that, we're down to 9 new boxes. 31 total tonight. We'll be down to 30 on Thursday and then into the 20s on Sunday. So welcome. Get in here, grab your spots. I try to keep it as palatable as possible. Obviously, it's a mini reload pot van for Larry V. Legend, Larry. Come on. Dennis Pot Van Socks. There we go. Larry V stepping up, grabbing the legend. That's a beautiful Fanatics premium. So, like I said, we just had the Fanatics pot that was hit a couple weeks ago by Steve S. I have the exact same one in my PC. So, Fanatics premium's an absolute gorgeous jersey. Congratulations if that hits. There we go. Can't beat Pot Van, one of the greatest defensemen of all time. Definitely top 10. You can even put him higher if you want. But definitely, I would say about 10th, depending on where you hit. Some of the more recent players like Chelios in one of the boxes as well. I probably have him. Similar range as Pot Van. I probably have my boy Lid just above him. So you're talking about the guys, 6 through 12. Larry Robinson. Of course, the top of the charts are, Bobby Orr and Ray Bork. I would put Pod Van maybe a little bit above Leach. I love Leach, but Chelly, I got him right around there, maybe a little bit above Leach as well. Legends though, legends. Markstrom, what up, James? Stopping in, grabbing the Markstrom. Very good for you. I got you down for that. Thank you much, both of you guys. Close us up. Looking for the closer mojo. James is stopping in to grab that. I saw some battles tonight. Some really quick stuff off the draw. You guys have to be lightning fast to claim spots in this room, especially after the reload. So we'll see. What's up, Devin? Welcome back. Good to have tonight. So good luck to everybody. Like I said, just 31 boxes tonight. So this is, we definitely haven't been up into the 40 range anytime recently. So it's, we're right now, this is like jumping in like in the middle of a reload run. So just 9 new boxes left. It's about, a little less than half of what we usually get to. So it's about halfway through. And the spot prices, like I said, my normal rule is nothing above 10, but after basically doing one within a couple weeks into a reload, I decided to cap that at 12. It's where I had the Austin and the Yager. Those are obviously our two bigger spots. But like I said, anything that hits tonight, I'm happy for you guys, even if it's the monsters. Whether we haven't had old box come out in a while. I think the last break on the weekend we had a relatively old box. That was the Dylan Strome, the Erie Otters that came out, as well as the of course the brand new jersey that came out. So like I said, it was a little bit of each, but nothing really old. So we'll see what comes out tonight. I'm excited for all you guys. Like I said, I appreciate the continued support. Lots of games on tonight. Both look good against the Devils. Obviously playing down, Jack Hughes for quite some time after, I don't know, Mumley Peg. I don't know if they're doing reenacting aliens. I don't know what they're doing at the dinner table in the Devil's Land, but whatever it was, it didn't go well for Jack Hughes, who's out a couple months. But we'll see. Like I said, both have been playing okay at times. They're still playing a lot of, Syracuse crunch defensemen, but starting to get guys back. Cirelli was back tonight, so their offense is getting a little bit more evened out. They got a couple power play goals. Jake Gensel with the Hattie tonight. My boy Jake Cooch had a gorgeous feed to him on the power play for his second goal. I think he had 2 power play goals. So they actually look good. Like I said, they're not solved yet. Obviously it's a long season. They're going to be ups and downs for the Bolts, but they can stay healthy. Vasilevsky has some fantastic saves tonight. Go Avs! There you go, Avs. Like I said, we've had some Avs. Recently, obviously, we had Colton Dale hit the Colton. That was a gorgeous jersey. I'm trying to think if there's any other Avs in there right now. I'm working on getting Avs in here, so it's a constant battle. Obviously, the gorgeous Mikko Rantanen, former Av, the gorgeous Adidas one is in there right now. So the only Av I have currently is Rant. I think that might be. So I'm always working on trying to get these guys in here for you guys. I know we have Avs fans, we got Hawks fans, we got we have an Islander fan that stops by. Obviously, we have a couple Leafs fans. We got some Flames fans. We got Rangers fans. I'm a little bit of everything. I love every game I can watch and enjoy a player here and there. So Patrick, yeah, I don't even have a Patrick. So I'd be hard pressed to get a Patrick into the boxes. We'll see if I can get one. Like I said, I'm not actively hunting for a Patrick. I do have a Montreal Patrick, and like I said, I don't need to have an Av in my collection. I possibly would box that up if I manage to find one. But I'm working. Like I said, I'm working. There's always on the hunt. Avs are tough because their fan base is pretty diehard. Obviously, they came from a storied, long. Obviously the Nords, and then, and since they've been in Colorado, of course, they've had fans jumped on board, and they were good right out the box. And, obviously they've won cups, and now the new generation with McKinnon and McCarr, of course, they're hobby darlings, and of course they're going to get fans everywhere because two of the best players on the planet. He didn't win the Hart Trophy last year, but that was Hellebuck, but he did win the year before. Like I said, McCarr, and they both have won cups now. They won a cup in Colorado, and they're the best team in the Western Conference. We'll see how that goes toward the end of the year. They've gotten insane goaltending out of especially Wedgwood. Like I said, I don't think he's a great goalie, but he's been fantastic for them. You said the North Stars and the Nords, those are fun. I always like to see when those jerseys pop up. I'm always willing to grab them because I got that nostalgia. I do have a Nord Sakic. If I'm able to upgrade my Sakic, that might go into the boxes. I never loved Sakic as a player. I appreciate him as being on the team. And I was more of a Sundin who got traded in Forsberg. Of course, Rob Blake. Some of those Avs I love watching. Even the Tanguys and the obviously the Haydukes. Adam Foots, a big Sanders Oslin fan. Like I said, there's lots of Nords I loved. But there's a lot of Nords that I could give or take, but they had to be on the team. Sylvain Lefebvre and Mike Keynes, and those are the guys you need to win cups. You got to fill your rosters with those guys. Claude Lemieux, of course. Like I said, they were I did see that they played the old style jerseys. Like I said, it's these teams. I guess they did move from there, and I guess they're still entitled to wear the jerseys. Seeing Carolina in the Whalers jerseys a little unsettling. Seeing the Lanch in the North jerseys, a little unsettling. Nothing's worse than seeing the Jets in the Jets jerseys because technically they're not the Jets. They're the Atlanta Thrashers turned into the Jets because the Jets became the Coyotes, and the Coyotes are now the Utah Mammoths. So if anybody's going to be wearing the Jets jerseys, it should be Utah. Actually, not even them technically, because the league declared that the Phoenix franchise is defunct, so they didn't bring any of their rosters and their technically they're still the same players, but none of the established numbers they had from Winnipeg into Phoenix counts for the Utah team. So technically they're an expansion team, even though they have an existing roster. But we'll see. I said, you can, as we go down the road, people forget about, the Jets and the Coyotes, and pretty much all you have left is Utahs. But people forget about Thrashers, and Thrashers who the Jets are. Obviously, you brought in the players from there. So it's, the teams leave, organizations, and they move. It's tough. Technically you could say the Calgary Flames or the Atlanta Flames if you want to go back that far, but Calgary is always going to be Calgary to me, even though they didn't have the A early on in their franchise. Kind of like the Los Angeles Lakers. There's no lakes in Los Angeles, but there were in Minnesota. And the Utah Jazz. There's not much jazz. Big Al could tell us in the state of Utah, but there was in New Orleans where they started. So to move your team and not change the nickname is a little absurd. Like I said, I got to at least give most of these NHL teams credit for actually, coming up with an entire new franchise. So they did it for a while. Obviously, the Flames were the Flames. I guess there's no reason to change it when they moved to Calgary. Just turn the A on the chest into a giant flaming C, and we've been the flaming C ever since. And they had success pretty much early on in Calgary, and they've always been a rivalry with Edmonton. Obviously, they both have Cup histories. Obviously, Calgary didn't have the great one, but they had some pretty darn good teams in their heyday. With the Bullard and Vernon and Joe Newendike and Mullen, and they've had some unbelievable Hakon Lube. Those Flames teams were fierce. So my boy Kipper, they've definitely had some fantastic teams over the years. I enjoy watching Calgary play no matter what. I mean, they're a great franchise. Obviously, they got some great players there now. Obviously, we saw Johnny Gaudreau, South Jersey guy here. He played there before he passed away as a member of the Jackets. Obviously, Huberdeau's there now. They did have Mouthpiece for a while before that flip-flop trade. Mackenzie Weegar's there. Like I said, I enjoy watching Dustin Wolf. Looks great in goal. He's their future. So, Calgary's fun. So, I don't begrudge them wearing the C on their chest when they're started with the A. So, but I guess you got to do it case-by-case basis. The Mammoth is always going to be the Mammoth. I'm never calling them the UHC, even though they were that for a season. You do whatever you want with your Washington Football Club, but they're still the Deadskins to me, so I don't care what they are. The Commandeers, the Commodores, whatever they want to be, the Commodes, whatever they are in Washington, they're still the Deadskins. They can't make me change the name. No franchises sending me cash to call them the Commodores. So whatever it is, Jeff Odgers bobblehead. I don't know if I need a Jeff Odgers bobblehead. In fact, do I have any bobblehead? I have. That's not true. I do have a bobblehead. I got a Cooch Syracuse Crunch bobblehead. So I think it's the only bobblehead I have. I didn't attend the game. Obviously, you can get that in their Syracuse Crunch gift shop because I can't imagine they have enough people attend their regular games where they can give away enough of those. So the Syracuse Crunch stuff is available on their website. I'm not sure how many they've sold. I'm sure many more since he left Syracuse than he was when he was playing there, not for the short period of time before he became a regular. But Jeff Odgers bobblehead's kind of cool. I've seen some pretty cool bobbleheads. I've never arranged my attendance to which bobbleheads are given away. Usually I do, I guess, 4 or 5 a year each team. Some of them are pretty creative. I honestly do like the one from San Jose Sharks with the summer party one with Celebrini and Tyler Toffoli and Will Smith. I guess they all combined. They're in their beds and you can click them together and it's kind of a summer party one. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, the Odgers one, you sent me a picture of the Odgers one. I'd like to check that out. I don't know what that, but I'm sure is probably either he's slamming somebody into the boards or if he's getting ready to throw him down. But Jeff Odgers was a bit of a rugged player for them. So I would like to check that out. But yeah, the Thrashers, like I said, I do have my signed Kovalchuk. I believe it's a CCM or is it a Koho? Kovalchuk Atlanta Thrashers jersey, which I love, near and dear to that. That's not the big T crest. It's the swirly bird with the hockey stick one. So obviously they were there only a couple years and they still have time to come up with a couple different crests and a couple different, jersey variations. They did a baby blue one, I think, at one point in time. And, whatever you could say. Obviously, Atlanta has now failed hockey twice, and there's always talks about them getting a third chance at it. But like I said, we'll see. It'd be nice to see. Obviously, hockey succeeds in warm weather climates. We'll give us whatever you want to say about Phoenix. But in California, the Sharks are reborn again. Obviously, we have the Kings there. Anaheim is a little north, but Anaheim's there. Obviously, the Dallas Stars, have embraced their North Stars when they move south. And of course, our Florida teams are multiple defending Stanley Cup champions. So, oh, he's got the Band-Aid, of course, because got to have the odds with the Band-Aid, and so he definitely earns the Band-Aid. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Like I said, I mean, it's good to some of these games. Some of these giveaways are pretty cool. You can always find them, obviously, secondary market, eBay, stuff like that. But and I mean, just hope to get home in decent shape. And I'm not sure they're not built to be forever memorabilia, but it's cool to have that. Throw it on your desk. It's good. It's good talking piece. Just showing off the bobbleheads. The Cooch actually looks smaller than I expected to be. I have my Dave Steeb no hitter bobblehead. From Toronto, and that's a pretty significant size. Baseball goes a little over the top when they do their bobbleheads. They're pretty nice, but yeah. Oh, you got game use odds. I think you had odds. Maybe you told me you had odds or not, though. Yeah, game use sticks. I've never really come across a lot of them, even living here in the South Jersey area. My brother's buddy worked at the Spectrum back in the day, and it's in my garage. It's a Bill Ranford when the Oilers are playing there one game. It's a game use stick. I guess the tip of the blade broken off. It's missing about 3 inches or so. I don't know if it got cracked, and if he broke it or if the clubhouse guy broke it. But I mean, it's taped up. It's seen a lot of action. It's got a lot of puck marks on it, and it's got Ranford's name stenciled or spray painted into the butt, and it's taped up butt ends. Obviously, Bill Ranford wasn't like Marty Turco or Martin Brodeur handling the puck, so he wasn't like, it's not made to be a stick handler goalie stick. But it's still pretty cool. Like I said, some of you guys, I know Joseph K showed me some of his stick collection. He's got some bunch of game use stuff. Game use stuff is cool. It's always a little pricey to me, and there's really no way to tell. I mean, just looking at it, if it's game used or not game used. At least when you get something signed, obviously the signatures on it, game used and signed would be extra bonus. But a lot of this stuff can be real pricey. I know one of the girls I used to see on one of the rooms, she's a huge Vegas fan ever since they got a team, and she was season ticket holder. She would go to all the season ticket holder events, and I guess every year they have like an auction, of just the season ticket holders, where they sell pretty much everything, whether it's broken sticks, game use stuff, gloves, skates, the nameplates off the locker rooms. Like, I mean, you could go and just buy stuff, and she would just come back with like piles of Vegas Golden Knights stuff, which is cool. Like I said, I'm not as cool with that, but I know most teams probably do something similar, especially if you're doing renovations and I don't know, how often they change the nameplates in the locker room, maybe every year. Obviously, they get new people in and out there. It's probably something that's people look forward to. If you're a season ticket holder, that's probably a cool day of the year when you get to go down to the I don't know if it's a charity they do it for, or if it's just goes into the pockets of the teams, but whatever it may be. It's a good chance to grab some game used, even if it's practice used. I mean, any kind of used material, whether it's gloves, pants, I mean, I don't know they sell socks, but whatever they sell, it's a good chance to grab stuff, especially if you're a diehard season ticket holder of certain teams. So, especially with a newer team like Vegas, still trying to build their fan base, it's probably good for them to embrace stuff like that, because they don't have a long, history filled fan base of multi-generation. So it's good for them to do stuff like that. I expect most expansion teams out of that. I'm sure Big Al can tell us, going out to the Utah games. I guess he either has season tickets last year. I think he had partials last year, and he usually gets pretty good seats wherever his season tickets are. And he's, he sent some pictures, posted some good shots from the games. I'm sure he's been to some of the fan events, involving players. I know he's gotten stuff signed. I know he just picked up with the new crest, the Mammoth crest, which I love. I don't know if I love it better than the Minnesota Wild crest. I think that's one of the most beautiful Easter egg filled crests ever made. I mean, everything about it it's a stellar accomplishment. Whoever designed the Wild crest, when you look at it up close and you see everything from the clouds to the North Star to the river to, everything that just designed the trees, that everything about that crest is just just beautiful. Like they don't make crests like that. When you look at some of the crest, like you look at football, you have Dallas Star. I'm like, then you look at the crest of the Minnesota Wild, and you're like, this thing is just the artwork. And the Utah's logo is similar. A lot of Easter eggs in that. From it's the outline of the state. I mean, everything about the mammoth crest is picturesque. So I mean, I don't know if the same design team did it or somebody that appreciated what they did in Minnesota and wanted to do something similar. But when you look at the mammoth crest, it's real nice. So I mean, it's obviously the mountain range as part of it. I mean, just the dual imagery that works on a lot of it. It looks great. So I'm glad they moved on from the UHC because the crest of the mammoth is a nice one. At some point in time, like I said, we have a UHC jersey in there right now. That's Clayton Keller. I don't have I'm sure they're signed. Mammoth crest will start showing up soon, but still grabbing the UHC stuff because it's great. Like I said, that's a year in their franchise history, the first year of it. And he's the captain, so it's good to have the Keller in the box so you guys can chase that. I think Big Al actually has that spot tonight, does he? I think he does. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's interesting to see, especially with the reload, who the targets are. I mean, obviously, I know from Sunday's eBay, where some of the targets are, what some of the spot prices should be right out of the box. But there's some great jerseys in there. Like I said, good luck to all you guys. That Joe Thornton, that should be part of my PC, and I had the numbers game. That's available to you guys. The Austin Matthews is in there because I hit the one at Big Al's, East Coast Austin. That's the only way that ended up in these boxes. I didn't want to give that up. That's been in my PC since I hit that many moons ago somewhere else. Like I said, I mean, the Savard just came back to me from JSA. It's an absolute beautiful with inscriptions. So it's a beautiful Hawks jersey. I know people have been requesting that. That's an absolute beautiful jersey. So this is going to be fun. Like I said, the old stuff, I'd love to see that keep hitting. The new stuff, I don't begrudge anybody for hitting any of these jerseys. They're there for you guys to hit. I'm not, no matter whether it's a huge, big money jersey or, one of the lower tier ones, every jersey that hits improves the odds for everybody else the next break. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out. So good luck. I think we have 11 or 12 different people in tonight with spots, which is pretty good. Only 31 boxes. So it's pretty well spread out. I don't know if anybody's got more than like 3 or 4 might be the most. A lot of people have 2. There's a couple one spotters, but good luck to all you guys. Cannot wait to see who comes out. So good luck, guys. Let's get going. Then we get back to our hockey. The Bolts won, like I said. I think it's got to be over. Let me see let me look at the scores before I throw up my randoms. Islanders Stars 1-1 of the 2. Tough game. Flames are down 1-0 on the Hawks, but it's not Bedard. Let me see what else we got tonight. Detroit won, Bolts won, 5-1. So we got lots of good games on tonight. We got late games. Yeah, we got Utah. Utah's a late game against the Sharks. Get to watching your Celebrini Will Smith amazing show. I mean, they've been limited a couple of the last couple games, so they haven't put up big numbers recently. Teams are starting to figure out how to play those kids. But should be good. Should be good. Utah's a great team. Obviously they've been trying to get some wins, but they're still got 10 wins on the year. San Jose's got 8, I think, 8 or 9. 8 wins, 8-3. Who would have thought that for a team that's finished dead last or in the bottom 3 in like the last half a decade? I mean, it's pretty impressive to see that team kind of right themselves. Their goalies are playing well, Ned and Askarov, and they're getting pretty good solid defensive play, even though they've won some crazy shootout games and lost them as well. But that'll be fun. So 10 o'clock tonight just started. We'll get to that. Utah lost. Like Utah, they've been in some shootouts. Like I said the other day, Tampa gave up like 5 unanswered in the third period and got blitzed. I mean, playing these back-to-backs. I told you the way the schedule falls, since they got to cramp more games in right now, November and December, because we're going to have the break in February for the Olympics. So you're going to see some weird second games and back-to-backs where teams are playing guys that should be in the NHL. And you're going to see a lot more backup goalies, especially if teams are smart. I don't expect to see many goalies play, 65, 70 games this year, if any. So we'll see. Dustin Wolf is well on his way. So he's about the one goalie that you almost expect to see every game. I told you I had to look up who their backup was because I had no idea. And but so most of these teams are playing, two goalies. Obviously not the Flames, not the Rangers. Shesterkin's pretty much, but Quick played the other night, so that shows you they're no dummies either. I mean, obviously you, especially on back-to-backs, especially this early in the season, you don't want to, get your goalie into the meat grinder, and you want to have some legs left on them as the playoffs come around. You're going to enjoy. People are going to enjoy the break for the Olympics, but some people are going to have to play it. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on. But good luck to everybody tonight. Let's see. Been doing well the last couple of days. I've been picking up stuff. I think I picked up 2 or 3 jerseys just in the last 24 hours. So I'm well over a dozen for the reload. I should have at least a full reload within a week or so. So we'll know exactly who's going to be in it. It's a fun batch. I got a couple that I need to send out to JSA, which may not make it into this reload, but they should definitely be back to me by the January reload, but December reload should be at least a dozen as of right now. Oh, Bedard did score. Okay. I know we didn't have the first one, so I wasn't sure. Like I said, it's nice to see him continue to put up numbers. You got to root for your young superstars. Put up numbers. That's why it's fun. I'm a huge Will Smith guy. I can't wait to see him play tonight with Celebrini because he's been pretty unstoppable. So that should be fun though. But let's see. Sword. My list, like I said, 11 or 12 different owners tonight. Good luck to all you guys. Every spot is claimed. Let's see what we got. Our runs we got left. Let me see. I said no runs. Only the most recent reload with 9 is over 6. We got 6, 5, 3, 5, 2, and 1. The other reload. So let's get going. Where's my my dice roller? There it is. Where's my random? There it is. Okay. Good luck. There we go. Okay. There we go. 5 or more, of course, is where we're going to come up with our box. 5 or more is our dice roll. Jersey boxes here in order. 81 from May to June, late June, 23 and 32. So those have been still sitting there. We haven't hit one of them in a while. Then we have the 5 boxes from July. The 3 from August, we've hit that run last. Then the 5 from September, 6 from October, and now 9 in the November reload. 9 boxes that runs 3 through 12. We hit 7, so that is gone. So 3 through 12, no skips there. 7 is gone. Good luck, everybody. 1 box tonight. Let's do it. Let's see what we got. Every spot. Let's see what we got. 5 or more in a dice roll. We got 11 times. And then we've been like the 5, 6, that area. We had 9, I think, the other day. 11 times. 11 times the list. Good luck, everybody. It'll be definitely shuffled up by the time we come for our box. 1. There it is. 31 boxes. 2. 3. 4. And I'll make sure you guys, like you said, if you didn't watch the second video, which we did, I forgot to do the giveaway on Sunday, and it was Shirlene Mike A. Finally hit a jersey. It was the giveaway, the Jimmy VC Rangers jersey. If you guys want to check that video, it was separate from the regular video. 9, 10, and the box we're going to open tonight. Good luck, everybody. It's going to be box number 65. Wow, I think that's the same run we had last time. 65 it is. 11 times. Box 65. That run has been a magnet. 65. I think that might be the same run. Not positive. It's right about the cusp of that. So there it is. 31 items. 11 times. 65 is our box. There we go. There we go. Good luck, everybody. Your rat is reborn. I'll tell you that. I told you I was never a Martian guy. I respected him. He's definitely he's one of those guys you hate when he's not on your team, but You love what he does with you. I mean, he's got great hands. He takes a beating down low. He's got snarl. He's just a great all-around player. I just never liked him because he was a long-time Bruin, and he was winning with them. And he's been reborn in Florida. Florida needs him, obviously, without Barkov and Mouthpiece for most of the rest of the year further into next season. They're going to need somebody to step up. I mean, Reinhardt, 3 assists last night. Seth Jones came alive, hadn't scored all year. Has a couple of last game. They need guys like Marchand to put up numbers. Like I said, they're young guys are coming along, Lundell, but they're getting contributions across the board. But it's important for guys like that to continue to put up numbers. He's definitely reborn in Florida, enjoying his life. So it's like be around to see. Like I said, they're looking to win again. I wouldn't be surprised, but we'll see. It's gonna be tough to do without Barkov and Mouthpiece. But Bob is still Bob, and that team is stacked full of savvy playoff veterans and cup winners now. So we'll see. Obviously, their defense, Seth Jones is legit, solid all-around defenseman. They have Ekblad still. They got a good team for Hagee. Obviously he was a Bolt for a short while, so it's they're a good team down there. So there's no, like I said, I'm not sure if they're definitely the best team in the East. The teams have been playing good in the East. Boston's been on fire, even though they lost, I think, yesterday or today. But like I said, they'll be there when the playoffs come around, as long as they stay healthy. So there we go. 65 is our box tonight. Let me just get that off the list. 65. Okay, 65. Let me back that number out. I don't want to forget what you guys down here. I got so much to do. I got to put these boxes in, or the new jerseys just came in. Just got done taking pictures and get ready to always something to do to get us ready for the next reload, even though it's not, we're a couple weeks away still. So box 65. And of course, that's the one with our logo on it. There we go. Very good. Okay. Good luck, everybody. I'll back my dice up. Woo. Box 65. Get my dice out of the way so I can kind of see my screen. Where's my list? Let's see what my owners. Okay. Box 65. Like I said, 30 boxes on Thursday. Get ready for that. Same spot prices as tonight's. Box 65 is going to show us. Speak of the devil. Are you kidding me? You talk about him, and there he comes. Seth Jones. Popeye Jones' son, NBA superstar, now Stanley Cup champion on the Reeboks. I love those Reeboks. Old school Fanatics. That's from when he was playing, obviously, with Nashville. Very, very nice. Seth Jones, Reebok. Look at those keys, the ivories. Seth Jones. Beautiful, beautiful. There it is. Talk about being hot. Dale C. The Preds. Love it. Not a pro, obviously, just the rep, but very, very nice. I love the Reeboks. I love the crests. I love the keys. Such a great job they do in Nashville. Diehard fan base. Obviously, Seth Jones was there if they're coming over from Chicago, and then obviously moved on to win the cup with the Panthers. Seth Jones, congratulations. Have yourself a week, Dale C's on fire. Man, I love enjoying seeing some of you guys with heaters, man. Congratulations. Very, very nice. Yeah, like I said, very, very nice. Man, when you guys go on hot streaks, man, sometimes it's impossible to get out of your way, man. Dale C starting to hit, doesn't hit forever. Now he's on fire. Congratulations to you. Obviously, you hit that. You hit the beautiful camo McD. Obviously, after hitting Colton, after having been a long time target, so now you're just starting to sweep up stuff. Looks like you're like Big Al at this point in time. You're a runaway freight train. Congratulations, Dale C. Very, very nice. Sorry, of course, for everybody that didn't hit, but your odds are now 1 in 30, which is you're not going to find much better odds other than here. So Waffle Breaks, the home of the great odds, 30 boxes, all stated checklist, all beautiful jerseys. Obviously, you pass my inspection before they get boxed up. Everything I vouch for. Love this stuff. Thank you much, everybody, for continuing to support me. I'll keep breaking. You guys keep coming back. And we're ready for Thursday, 30 boxes. Lots of monsters still to hit. Seth Jones, Stanley Cup champion, top 5 pick. Long-time contract now in Florida. He'll be there as they continue to try to win cups down in Florida. He's found a home. And obviously, Marchand, there it is. There's his boy. He had 2 goals last game. Watched my boy Reinhardt set him up for 2. So congratulations to that. Beautiful, beautiful jersey. I said I always love the National Reeboks. Like I said, there was a Philip Forsberg in here not too long ago. Obviously, that was right out of my PC. Big fan. I don't think I've ever had their goalie. I don't think I've ever had him. Soros. I think, like I said, we've done 550 boxes now. We've done 570 something jerseys just out of my boxes. I don't think I ever had a UC Soros. I've had some pretty good national jerseys over the year, but like I said, that's one you don't see a lot of them. I'm not sure if it's because he doesn't sign as much, but I would love to have seen UC Soros. I don't know if he's a Hall of Fame caliber player, but he's definitely a Hall of very good. UC Soros has had a great year down in Nashville. Obviously, they drafted Askarov and traded him out to San Jose. They felt he wasn't their future. But, so that'd be cool. I'm always looking for Preds. It's good to have the yellow jerseys in there. I don't think I have any more yellow jerseys left, right? Seth Jones is gone. Let's see if I have any yellow jerseys on the way. But I don't know if I do. No, I got that Zuccarello Sprite can, a Minnesota Wild jersey, but nothing yellow. That's got some yellow in it. But there you go. Congratulations, Dale. Have yourself a week. Congratulations. Stay hot, man. That's what you got to do. Very, very nice. Seth Jones, number 3, Nashville Preds. Thank you, everybody. I look forward to seeing you guys back here on Thursday night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Get us ready. I'll have to get everything packed up. I'll be sending stuff out, obviously, this weekend after we hit on Thursday. But thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the games tonight. Let's get to the 10 o'clock games. Check it out. Utah, San Jose. Oh, Utah, San Jose. San Jose's already scored. What's going on in that game? Where is that? Let me see. We got my boy Will Smith. It's Macklin Celebrini from Will Smith and Philip Kurashev. Unsolvable, those monsters. Enjoy. That's our next decade of hockey down in San Jose. So enjoy the late games tonight. I will see you guys back here on Thursday. Congratulations again, Dale. Talk to you guys later. Waffle Breaks is out.